3rd. The horse ride brings more than 2,000 people to Knott County for 8 days camping on the mountain. Officials estimate it brings in up to $1 million to the local economy. The fall ride is still on schedule. With campuses closed across the state, the University of the Cumberlands is keeping their employees busy. They are loading up their vans, delivering food to churches, schools, and senior citizens. If you know anyone that should be added to their list of families to serve, you can contact the University of the Cumberlands at 606-539-4357. Also today, the college announced a new admissions policy to help students that were unable to take the ACT. We have that information for you on WYMT.com. Today, doctors at the University of Kentucky gave us an inside look at how they administer and test samples for coronavirus. The test itself is pretty uncomfortable. A long nasal swab collects the sample up the nose and it's taken to the lab for testing. For almost 1 week, doctors at UK have been processing 94 tests at one time and have now processed nearly 1,000. Tonight at 11, we'll give you a closer look at their efforts. As the COVID-19 outbreak impacts many parts of the country, one of the hot spots for the virus is New York State, specifically the greater New York City area. We talked to a Kentucky native who lives in New York City today and works in the medical field. She says as new information about the coronavirus comes out, hospitals like the one she works in have to remain adaptive.
Every single day we come into work and we have a meeting, it's like there's new information being put out. There's new protocols, there's new policies, like IT is having to work like so hard. Like it's taking so many different aspects just to like figure out what our next step is.
Kane says they do have to ration medical supplies such as masks, much like many hospitals. She encourages everyone to continue to use good hygiene during this time and watch out for those most vulnerable. All right, now we're going to go live to Hazard City Hall, where a news conference is just getting underway with health officials about this alleged positive case at the nursing home, which evidently is not the case. So let's listen in and hopefully they'll clear this up.
My name is Scott Lockhart. I'm the Public Health Director with the Kentucky River District Health Department. We appreciate the opportunity to address the community here. Earlier, a statement was made at the Governor's press conference, and we're very happy to report that we have secured additional information and got some clarification, and the individual that was mentioned as having a positive result is in fact negative. I will repeat that. The individual has a negative result for COVID-19. The individual was tested and is now confirmed to not have any COVID-19 results there in the lab test. Sometimes we have been working very hard. The State Department of Public Health has been receiving a lot additional tests. So I know the question is out there, well, how can this be? We're operating under the best information we have in an effort to get information out. You know, sometimes mistakes will happen. We're very excited that the governor has posted that the confirmation now reveals that this patient is in fact negative. I want to assure the public that at the health department, as soon as we get information, we will be working with our elected officials and our news outlets here to get as much information as we're allowed to out into the public. And so just appreciate again, very happy that the patient is indeed negative, and we do not, I repeat, do not have a case of COVID-19 at our nursing facility here in Hazard. I'll now turn it over to our Perry County Judge Executive, Scott Alexander, who would like to make a few remarks as well. Scott.
I'd just like to reiterate what he said. At this time, we do not have a positive case. I'm sure with the more and more people who's tested and the more and more results, something like this could possibly happen. We hate that it happened. We're glad that it did become a negative, and we want our citizens to know. I'm sure the feeling that you thought when you heard this, it was that feeling inside that you hate to get. But that's why the mayor and I and our local people have been taking this so serious from day one, so that we hope that something like that does not happen. So we appreciate the citizens of this community. We're going to get you the information as it comes to us, and we're probably in this for another 2 to 3 weeks, and I know it's hard, but it's the right thing for the safety and well-being of our citizens. Mayor?
I'd just like to encourage everyone to take it seriously, pay attention to what they're asking us to do, and everybody try to adhere to those rules. You know, keep the social distances away. I know it's 78, 80 degrees, everybody's locked up in their house. Try to find some way to do something outside, just not with a group of people. You know, we've got our basketball courts shut down, we've got the park shut down all over Perry County. I mean, there's still things you can walk, you can do this. And just like Scott said a while ago, you know, this is just misinformation with a time that this virus is changing every hour, every 30 minutes. This is going to happen from time to time. We've been real transparent. Every time we fight, Scott and myself and Derek and Jerry, when we find out something, we let you all know, and we're going to continue doing that. But I would encourage everybody to watch the governor's thing every day at 5 o'clock, and we'll get through this. Thank you.
All right, you just heard from Happy Malbellini, Hazard Mayor. Before that, Scott Alexander, Perry County Judge Executive, and Scott Lockhart with the Health Department. I don't guess they're going to take any questions. This was set up very rapidly this afternoon. Just to tell you what has happened in the last hour, just recap. During the 5 o'clock news conference, which we carried live here on WYMT, the governor announced that there had been a positive case at the Hazard Nursing Home. About 30 minutes after that, we contacted Perry County health officials to get more clarification. This was news to them. They weren't expecting this, and it comes to find out it was not a positive case. This patient actually tested negative, and Governor Andy Beshear has now posted on his Facebook page, and I'll quote, "Very good news. We just received a call, and after reviewing it further, the 90-year-old Perry County nursing home resident has tested negative for COVID-19. So there is not a positive case in Perry County. Of course, this caused a lot of worry after hearing about this in the governor's news conference, that there might be a positive case, especially because it was at a nursing home, and we all know what that can do once it spreads at a nursing home. One of the first cases out in Washington State was at a nursing home, and it ended up killing a lot of people there. So again, just to repeat, the good news is that initial fears of a positive case at the Perry County Nursing Home are unfounded. That resident apparently has tested negative for COVID-19. Now, the governor also announced many more new cases, 50 new cases across Kentucky today. Most, if not all of those, are not in our area. I think he announced one in Pulaski County. That might have been a repeat case that we knew about yesterday. Not sure about that, but 50 new cases, 248 cases now across the state of Kentucky. Where are we going next? All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.